Hey, what's happening, folks? Happy Sunday. Hope you're all having a killer day. I'm actually going to start calling our Sundays Freestyle Sundays because I find myself doing our Sunday videos for the 30 videos and 30-day challenge out here in the woodlands, right in the middle of my recovery walks every single Sunday. So yeah, it's quite nice just to do a bit of a freestyle jive, chat about things that are actively going on in my head, things that I thought about throughout the day that we could actually jive on with topics. So it's day 19 of the 30 videos and 30-day challenge. For those of you who have only just stumbled across my channel, please go ahead, subscribe to my channel, give this video a like if it's helpful, follow along for the rest of the series, and definitely going to be actively more involved with YouTube as I share different insights into building, growing, monetizing, scaling an online business of your own. So go ahead, hit that subscribe button. And today I thought we could jive on the fact that absolutely everything works, right? And the reason that this topic kind of came to mind is I don't do very much on a Sunday in regards to work stuff, right? And if I do, sometimes I go on a search, I kind of check what's going on in the marketplace, what different strategies are out there, the different tools folks are using, the different types of content that folks are creating, and it's always good to kind of have your finger on the pulse with things that are actually going on in the marketplace at any sort of given time. And the more I look at things, the more I come to recognize that absolutely everything's working out there. It doesn't really matter what sales strategy you have in place, doesn't matter what platform you're using, it doesn't matter whether you're creating long form content or short form content. Absolutely everything works as long as you've got a proven system in place to, number one, build an audience, okay, number two, build relationships with that audience, whether it is layers of intimacy with them or whether it's actually just business related, and a conversion system in place, right? And once you've got that in place, that you actually feel good about the process that you're running with when it comes to building your business and actually building relationships with your clients. I guarantee that even if you go and actively look online, give yourself 20 to 30 minutes a week, you'll see that folks are using all types of strategies, right? There's some folks that do use sales calls, right, and actively use that in their business to go on and convert their audience. Anything from 15 minutes to 1 hour sales calls, something I did do previously in my business, not part of my strategy now, but it can and does work, and that's why people use it, right? Some people are creating long form written content and using that as content leverage on the front end of their business to do a lot of heavy lifting, but then there's folks that aren't really creating that much content and have a conversion system in place at the back end that will still convert their leads, right? There's folks that use tools and tech and funnels and things like that, right? And then kind of like myself, I really am not very techie. I don't know how to build funnels. It's not part of my business, although who knows, maybe one day it will be. And then you can dive even deeper and take a look at the different products and services that folks are selling online, because it's not a one size fits all either. It doesn't really matter what you sell online, be it physical products, be it digital products, whether you're an affiliate marketer, whether you're a course creator, a coach, a consultant, it really doesn't matter. You can pretty much monetize anything on social media as long as you have a process in place. And over the 4 years that I've been online, there's so many different things that I've seen come and go online. Some things that resurface, some things that have lived longer than I thought they would. Folks that will go on and sell different things with BS claims and still make millions of dollars, right? I've seen folks full of integrity go on and sell millions of dollars. I've seen folks who haven't even put their face, at the front end of their brand and build a faceless business and go on and make millions of dollars. So, what's really going to count at the end of the day, especially when building a purposeful brand that you really enjoy, okay, is how you relate to your process and what's going to work for you, right? The content, the type of content you actually want to be creating, the conversations you want to be having, the way you present your offers, the way you close leads, the way you give aftercare and support. Because long term, and trust me when I say this, because I had a process I did not enjoy for 2 years of my business, long term, you've really got to be enjoying all the moving parts of your brand if you expect to stay in the business for many, many more years to come. So if you're already using a process in your business and ultimately you're not enjoying pieces of it, you really should consider looking at what alternative ways there are to do what you're already doing that are going to be more enjoyable to you. For example, I hated having long-winded conversations in the DMs about the weather and finding out how many kids my leads had, where they live in the world, that we're like-minded people and that we're in countless groups together. It was a surefire way to really burn me out in my process. So the way that I really tackled that was I learned that high content leverage on the front end of the business does all of that heavy lifting and kind of pre-sells your audience on how you can help them, and what you provide in the marketplace that can give them solutions to whatever their burning challenges are, so that by the time you segue into the DMs, the conversation is business related. You can make an offer if it is in alignment with where the conversation is and what their needs are, and you can progress pretty quickly in your sales process. I loathed sales calls, so there was nothing worse than jumping on a 15-minute to 1 hour sales call and arm wrestling my different leads into making a purchase of something that I was selling. And really was just not my vibe. So I went on and found out that you can create a simple Google Doc, 4, 7, 14 pages, depending on what you're actually selling. And because the content leverage is doing all the heavy lifting on the front end, you can really just present a simple Google Doc, which will lay out exactly what folks can expect in your offer, and you can do the closing that way. So again, eliminating part of a process that you don't enjoy and replacing it with something else which is more enjoyable to you, right? I didn't enjoy doing mass outreach, and friending every single person on my friend list or suggested list. And so I figured out that short form video content really has a wide reach, and cast the net wide in terms of how many eyeballs can be turned onto your brand. And so I started to create short form videos. As uncomfortable as it was to get on videos, 2 years later, it's one of the most enjoyable parts of my process and does a lot of heavy lifting with lead flow, right, and traffic and building an audience. Again, eliminating that part of the process where I didn't want to be sending mass outreach every day to people that I didn't even know. Now, the huge thing that I was doing at the beginning was it was suggested that we got into relevant groups that were similar to what we were doing in the marketplace, and then poaching people, not proud of it, poaching people from different groups to come and join your group to buy your thing, right? And I really didn't enjoy that. Made me feel sleazy and salesy, and just, it didn't sit right in my gut. So short form video content and long form written content has done away with having to do that as well, because it turns everything onto my specific brand and attracts an audience that actually enjoy me, right? Instead of having to go and poach people that I'm not even sure are in alignment with my brand and what I do. And you would have heard me talk about this a lot in the series already, and I'll continue to say it. But if you find pieces of your business that are not working, ultimately it's good to go and test, try and tweak different things and figure out exactly what works for you. And this will be a continuous thing that you do in your business all throughout the time that you're building it. So here's what I recommend. Doesn't really matter whether you are starting from ground zero, whether you're already in the building phases of your business, whether you're monetizing already, whether you're about to scale. It doesn't really matter, because this could happen at any time in your business. But if you're in this place where you're unsure of how to build things in a way that are enjoyable, take a look at different parts of your process and make sure that all of that's in alignment with your core values and the way that you want to build your business long term. Because just because everything works doesn't necessarily mean that everything should be part of your process. And just make sure that you're building things around you and not the other way around. So that's it for our freestyle jive on this fantastic Sunday. I hope you all have a phenomenal day, and I hope this helped. Again, if it did, go ahead and like this video, subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and we'll catch you tomorrow on day 20. Cheers for now, guys.